everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'd like to welcome you here. Today, what I thought I would share with you is using some new product that's coming out in the holiday catalog. It's actually coming out on September 1st, 2017 for customers. However, if you're a demonstrator, you already had access on August 1st to place a pre-order, which is what I did. So something new coming out is a new cat punch. Now, many of you know I own two cats, Tommy and Dory, so when I saw this was a must-have. There's also a coordinating stamp set coming out called Spooky Cats, and when you purchase the two of these together, you'll save 10%. The fun part of this is that there's also designer series paper that has cats on it that you can use the cat punch to punch out. You can also stamp this cat and punch it out with the cat punch. But the other thing on this stamp set I'm going to use today is this Happy Halloween up here. So let's get started with the card, shall we? So the first thing I want to do is I want to punch out one of these cats, and Halloween, it's just not Halloween without a black cat. So here's our black cat. And I'm also going to punch out, this is a 2-inch circle punch. I have a scrap of Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to punch out a circle with that. All right. So here we will have our cat with the moon behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and use some dimensionals. Go ahead and do that. I love dimensionals. I probably use them in every single project that I make. And let me use a different one. That one was a trim one from a previous project. Oop. I like the dropsies today. Alright, so let's put our cat just like that with the moon behind it. Love that. Okay, I am also going to incorporate a new Christmas stamp set. This is called Night in Bethlehem. And let me show you something real quick. Some of the projects I created using that. Isn't this card stunning? Cute? And here's another one. I love that. And there's that circle punch again. So that's using Night in Bethlehem. And I think that's going to probably be a stamp set with the coordinate. It has coordinating framelits, if I didn't mention that I'll probably be using for my Christmas cards this year. But I'm going to use these little stars with that. And let me just grab this is a Craft Whisper White ink pad. And I have Night of Navy cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 11, and it's cut in half at the 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to use this. Now this is a different type of ink pad as opposed to our other ink pads. It's a craft pad. We used to sell craft pads. Those of you that have been around with Stampin' Up! For a while, you can emboss with this, because this is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Should have put a scrap under here. This is a pigment ink. So I can go ahead and put on some embossing powder on there and use that with the heat tool to emboss with. But I'm not going to do that today. So it takes a little while to dry, so I'm going to just set that aside. Now what I did before you came is I took this paper pack. This is the Wood Texture Designer Series paper stack. Not pack, stack. And it has, let me try to flip through. It has a lot of beautiful wood texture designs, double-sided, that you can use. There's quite a lot of sheets in here. Let me see. My spectacles here, if I can read this. There are 48 sheets, and they are 6 by 6 in size, and they're beautiful just alone. But what I did is I used with my Big Shot. This is the Pinewood Planks Dynamic Texture Impression folder. And let me see if you can see that. Can you see? It's like planks. Maybe it's better without my hand. And it's an extra thick embossing folder, so when you run it through your Big Shot, you only want to use one clear plate, and I only use the standard cutting mat and run it through with a clear plate on top. And when I did, this is what I got. Can you see that texture? Even though the paper already has the texture in it, I even added more by doing that. And it looks like Dory is not liking her sister right now, Aurora. So I'm going to trim this down to 2 inches. I'm using my, save this for another project. Although, you know what, let me see. Is that, yep, they're both 2 inches, so that'll work. Okay, I just have to decide which one. Well, this side has a debossed image where it's raised up, and the other side has an embossed image, embossed and debossed. This is debossed, this is embossed. Wow. Yeah, I'm taking too many medications for this tooth thing. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use, this is the chocolate chip marker, and where those ruts are from using the folder, I'm just going to kind of highlight them a little bit, kind of give them an extra little depth, just like that. And then I'm going to take the side of my marker, let me go this way, and kind of add just a little bit more, oops, of depth. Kind of highlighting here, just like that. Okay, so then what I want to do, oh, my microphone's falling, sorry. I want to kind of make it look like a picket fence. So I'm just going to go along just like this, trimming to make it look pickety. And some will be deeper, some will be more shallow, some will be more taller. There's no science with that. Alright, so there is our picket fence. Cute. Now what I want to do with this is I'm going to use some adhesive. Where is my glue? There we go. I'm going to run some adhesive on the back of this. And this is going to go right here along the bottom. Hard to see with the black and the navy, but just like that. Then I'll turn it over and I'm just going to trim the little extra that's here. Now, being that this is a navy card, I would, either use an ivory or a piece of white on the inside, so that you can see, so you can write something that you can see. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to take this spooky cat, and did I mount that yet? The Happy Halloween. I'm going to use that right here on my clear block. And I'm going to grab, let's go with chocolate chip ink. And I think this will be wide enough. Pardon my head if it's in the way. There we go, that looks good. Alright, let me give that a second to dry. I'm going to go ahead and trim the end. Okay, so let's bring our little cat in, and some adhesive on the back of this. And we'll put our cat like he's sitting, oh, I don't want to see that adhesive. Make it look like he's sitting on top of the fence. like that. And then I'm going to flag the end. Just going to trim into there. Oh, let me fix this up a little bit. We have a punch that would do that, but I decided I was just going to go for it. And let's put this right up here. And then I think I like to add a little bit of sparkle to the back. Oh, I thought I had ink on there, but I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of these rhinestones. Where'd that one go? There we go. To add a little bling to the background. Alright, just like this. I like to use my scissors to help place these little rhinestones. It just makes it so much easier. I mean, because otherwise you'd be sticking them to yourself, well, you find them all over the place. So you have a little more control with doing that. And there we have it. A cute little Happy Halloween card using some of the new product in the holiday catalog. Now, one more step, and I just thought of this now. If I take my Wink of Stella, and let me grab a piece of scrap, I can go ahead and highlight this moon just by adding a little bit of shimmer to the moon. Probably would have done this if I would have thought about it before, but nonetheless, that's good. You could put a little highlight on the cat too, like the moon is making a little shadow on the cat, a little glisten. Every cat needs a little glisten, don't you think? Alright, there, that added just a little bit of shimmer to our cat and our moon. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me and stamping with me today. If you have any questions on this or any of the other products, you can leave me an email or a comment down below. You can check out my blog. I'm on Facebook. My Stampin' Sue Creates store. It's .stampinup.net. And many other ways to contact me. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all again here real soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye for now.